State Representative Cole Hefner and Senator Brian Hughes have asked the Texas Public Utility Commission to investigate Undine Water after residents in Hideaway and Lindale say they saw massive spikes in their water bills, some up to 300%. And the lawmakers criticized Undine's explanations, including claims of leaks, and urged a prompt investigation into the issue. Representative Cole Hefner joins us now to talk more about this investigation. Thank you so much for joining us. First, let's talk about how you and Senator Hughes were made aware of these allegations.
Well, we started receiving phone calls from residents of Hideaway in the area out there, and started talking to my district director, and so we reached out to Undine, however you pronounce it there, and to see what the issues may be, to see if it was just a fluke or a one-off. And over the weeks here, there's been public hearings, there's been public meetings. We've gotten more and more phone calls, and so we just haven't got the answers, the clear answers that we think that the people deserve. And so we want to dig a deeper dive into what may be happening.
And I know you said that you had constituents call you guys about this. What was sort of those phone calls like, or interactions with Undine that they had?
It's just we're seeing these drastic spikes in the volumes, and we've seen electric or water bills going from $100 or $200 a month to as high as $800, maybe even $1,000 per month. And so they're just asking for our help. My district director has been referring people to the appropriate state agencies so that they can be on the record to file these complaints or these concerns, so that they can be looked into. And so our office has been in constant contact with members and constituents from the area. And so we just felt that it was justified and needed to elevate this with a little more pressure from Senator Hughes and myself to get a deeper dive into what may be happening.
Now, in that letter that was released on Monday, you guys mentioned that Undine threatened customers to disconnect those services if the expensive bills were not paid. Is that one of the main reasons, or part of the reasons that you requested this investigation?
What we're seeing is when we see these drastic increases in the volumes, and then which triggers a really higher than normal bill, the people say, hey, they go protest and say, wait a minute, what's going on here? And so what Undine is saying is that they have to first pay the bill while they're looking into the issue, and if they don't, then they risk having their water cut off while this dispute is being worked out. And so it just seems like there needs to be some clearer answers faster before we start making people pay $1,000 water bill before they know clearly what is going on, when that's not something that's common. And so we want that investigated and resolved as quickly as possible.
I know a little bit earlier you mentioned that you guys have had committee meetings already. What has Undine been saying, or what has been their response after this investigation?
Well, I think Undine has had some public meetings, some town hall type meetings there at Hideaway, where I know Senator Hughes' office has been present, and I don't know if we've been present at one of the town halls. We tried to go to one last week, but we just couldn't make the schedule work. And so there's just not any clear answers as to what is happening. They explain the increase in their base rate charge, but there are no clear answers of what may be happening for these drastic increases in volume usage. Some say there may be a leak, there may be this or that, but it's just not really adding up, and we want some clear answers.
And I guess on a broader perspective, what does an investigation by the PUC entail?
I don't know the details of what all they go into. I would assume that they would, put people on the ground at some point, possibly, to look at the discrepancies in what the citizens are seeing on their usage on their meters versus what Undine is sending them in their water bill. And so figuring out that discrepancy, why that is there, and then getting that resolved is kind of what we're looking for.
And do you maybe know what kind of consequences Undine can face if what they're being accused of is true?
I don't know what the details of that are. That kind of resides with the Public Utilities Commission, but there are processes and things in place to correct that if something is found to be wrong.
Now, for Lindale's and residents in Lindale and Hideaway, that is, what do they need to know now that this request in this investigation is moving forward?
I think that they need to know that we're hearing them, that their voices are being heard, and what they're doing is working. And they need to keep communicating with my office, with the PUC, to make sure that this thing is getting resolved. So hearing from the people is vitally important at this point. And just we want them to know that we've got their back, and we're trying to figure out what's going on here.